that is chemical reaction and equation. This chapter is very simple because we already know about lots of things in this chapter, because we are familiar with this chapter. Yes, we already studied about chemical reaction and equation in class 7 and even in class 8 also, right? Okay, so let's start this chapter. There are lots of phenomena that you can observe in your surrounding. Lots of phenomena we have. Let's take some example here. Suppose burning of candle, respiration, burning of coke, melting of ice, cooking of food. There are lots of examples. These all examples can be categorized into two types of changes. First is physical change and second is chemical change. So we categorize these all phenomena that occurs in our surrounding in two changes, that is physical change and chemical change. So let's take an example of physical change first. What is physical change? Physical change is a type of change in which no new substance is formed. If the phenomenon occurring in your surrounding and you are observing no new substance is forming there, that type of changes will be defined as what? Physical change. For example, जैसे भी मैंने बोला melting of ice. Melting of ice is just a phenomenon in which what you observe, we are just converting the state of that material by providing heat. Fine. If you provide heat energy, then you can change the state of that material. Initially it was in solid state because it is in the form of ice. When you are melting it, then it will convert into liquid water. So what we are doing here, we are only change the state of that matter. Obviously there will be no changes in their chemical properties at all. Fine. Now, so these type of changes in which no new substance is forming is defined as what? Physical change. Now let's talk about chemical change. That is the main topic of this chapter. Chemical change are the changes in which the existing substance loses their property. The existing substance will lose their property and will form a new substance with new properties. The existing substance, what we are taking there, will lose their properties first and will form a new substance, and obviously accordingly the property of that substance will also change. So these type of changes is defined as what? Chemical change. The chemical change is a change in which existing substance loses their property and form a new substance with new properties. So this is just a phenomenon can be defined in the term of chemical equation and chemical reaction. So I'm at first writing here the definition of chemical reaction. What is chemical reaction? So chemical reaction is basically the process. It is what? It is just a process involving. It is a process involving a chemical change, because we already discussed here what we will do. We will just change the property of that substance. That's why. So this is the process involving a chemical change, जिसको हम लोग किससे define करते हैं? Chemical reaction से. But exactly what happened there so that कि इसकी जो properties है वो change हो जाती है? It is only because of the rearrangement of atom. Why it occurs? It is only because of the rearrangement of atom. Yes, this is the main reason. Because of that, the existing substance loses their property and form a new substance with new properties. What we are doing there? We are just rearranging the atom there. So you can say chemical reaction is just a process in which what we do? We rearrange the atom. If you will rearrange the atom, then obviously it will form a new types of substance or compound, and because of that the property of that substance will also change. So this is chemical reaction in which we rearrange the atom, or you can say it is just a process which involve what? Chemical change, involving a chemical. This is change here, I just forgot to write here. So the process involving a chemical change is defined as what? Chemical reaction. In short, you can say this also, just the rearrangement of atom. This is also defined as what? Chemical reaction. Whenever we rearrange the atom, then the existing substance will lose their property and will form a new substance, which is defined as what? Chemical reaction. So this is the definition of chemical reaction. That's very simple. Now we will talk about chemical equation. What is chemical equation? Let's suppose take an example. Very familiar example, because in laboratory, actually in our school, we do this experiment lots of time. Even in 8th standard, you also observe this experiment. Let's take a magnesium ribbon. Magnesium ribbon is easily available in our school lab. सो मैग्नीशियम रिबन को हम लोग पहले रब करते हैं सो दैट कि उसके ऊपर के लेयर को हम लोग क्लीन कर दें. इट्स अ प्योर मैग्नीशियम that we assure here, and then what we do, we just burn that magnesium ribbon. So what happened, it will form a compound that is defined as what? Magnesium oxide. If you want to write that particular phenomenon which we are doing here, the experiment that we did there, उसको लिखना है तो क्या लिखोगे? We can write it like this: magnesium will react with oxygen and will form what? Magnesium oxide. That I am going to write here. Magnesium reacts with oxygen, forms what? Magnesium reacts with oxygen, forms what? Magnesium oxide, right? Magnesium oxide. This is the way that you can write here. But if you will see that, so this particular way to represent our chemical reaction that is occurring in our surrounding is quite lengthy. Fine na? ये देखोगे आप तो it's quite lengthy. Obviously, if we will write all the equation like this, then obviously it will not very fruitful and not too much informative also, because it is not defining you what element you are taking there. Yes, it is given here, but it is not too much informative, because if we write these all things in the term of symbol or mathematical expression, then it will be quite easy to understand even, and at that time you will able to know how many number of atoms are reacting here, what are the total number of products that forming there, and what are the number of atoms and molecules also. So this is not a too much informative reaction that we have already written here. So what we do, we just here use some way to write these all kind of equation. So when we represent our chemical reaction in mathematical form to make it more informative, it is defined as what? Chemical equation. So whenever we represent our chemical reaction in informative way or simply in mathematical way to represent it more to represent it simply, so it is defined as what? Chemical equation. Now I am going to write here the definition of chemical equation, because there are two terms that we already written here. This is the name of this chapter, chemical reaction and equation. So we should learn the definition of chemical reaction and chemical equation. So what is chemical reaction, that we already discussed. Now we will write the definition of what? Chemical equation. Okay. So what is chemical equation? I am writing the definition here. The short form, आप बोल सकते हो the shorthand method या फिर the short form to represent, the short form to what? Represent. Okay, the short form to represent a chemical reaction. Whatever chemical reaction is occurring in our surrounding, that we can represent in short form way also. So the short form to represent a chemical reaction in term of symbols. What we will use here? In term of symbols and formula. In term of symbols and formula, okay, is called what? Chemical equation. So this is what is chemical equation. So this is just a short form. It is what? This is just to represent it in short form way. That's why. So chemical reaction is okay, but if you want to represent that chemical reaction, then we will use a short form method. So that is defined as what? Chemical equation. It's very simple. So the short form to represent a chemical reaction in term of symbols and formula is defined as what? Chemical equation. This is the definition of this. What you are doing here, here we are only representing our chemical reaction in short form way by using formulas and obviously the symbols what we will use there. So this is defined as what? Chemical equation. Now I am going to write this particular chemical equation. How can we represent this chemical equation, that we are going to discuss here. So let me write this part first. This is the definition of chemical equation. Okay. There are two ways in which you can represent your chemical reaction. There are two ways in which you can represent your chemical reaction. I am going to write here what are the two ways here. First way is word equation. You can write here it in the form of what? Word equation. And second is chemical equation. Second is what? Chemical equation, जिसका कि मैंने यहाँ पर definition लिखा है. So whatever be the reaction you have or any chemical phenomenon or chemical change that you observe in your surrounding can be represented in the term of equation. That equation, that writing of equation will be of two ways. एक तो आप word equation के form में लिख सकते हो उसको, and second you can represent that in the form of chemical equation. अभी जो मैंने example लिया था, magnesium react with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. You can write that in word equation term also. It will be quite simpler than that one जो हमने वहां पर लिखा था. कैसे? Let's write here. Word equation we are going to write here. So we will write it like this. Magnesium react with what? Oxygen. तो magnesium plus oxygen. उसके बाद product क्या form हो रहा था? Magnesium oxide. So we will write here magnesium oxide. Okay, this is magnesium oxide. So this is the word equation that we are going to represent here. We can represent our equation in word form also like this. But हाँ ये it is quite simpler than that one. वहाँ पर हमने that was lengthy. यहाँ जो हम लोग लिख रहे हैं it is quite simpler, but it's not that much simpler जो हमें use करना है. So for that what we will do? We will use the chemical equation. How can we represent this particular word equation in term of chemical equation? For that what we have to do? We have to use this particular symbols and formula to represent these all terms that we are taking here. Fine. So this same example can be written in the form of this also. We know what is the symbol of magnesium, so we will write here magnesium plus oxygen. As this oxygen which is present in our surrounding we are going to use here to react magnesium. So we know that particular oxygen is present in our surrounding in the form of oxygen gas. So we are taking O2 here. Now after reaction the product which is formed, that is magnesium oxide. This is the formula of magnesium oxide. Okay. We already discussed about how can we write the chemical formula that we discussed in 9th standard. So we already know about these all things. How can we form a formula by using a symbol or simply by using a radicals, ions. Fine now. So I think you know about this. How can we form magnesium oxide? Let's I explain you here. Magnesium की valency होती है it's +2. You need to learn that chart that you have in your textbook of class 9th standard. That is very important chart which was in 3rd chapter, that is atoms and molecules. Yes, so that chart is very important if you want to write or if you want to form a compound without learning क्या उसका formula क्या है. So you can form that obviously, only you need to learn the radicals, the charges which is present on an atom. So if you are learning that of course it is very easy to write or to make a formula of any compound. So we are taking here magnesium oxide. The formula of magnesium oxide कैसे form हुआ था? Mg+2 O-2. हमने सीखा था कि only we will exchange the ion. So it will be like this Mg2O2. Now we will cancel it because हमने पढ़ा था it should be in simplest whole number ratio. So it will be what? Magnesium oxide. Fine. We will discuss about chemical formula and balancing in next video. So I am just explaining here what is chemical reaction, what is chemical equation, what are the characteristics of that, these all things only. Okay, so let's keep apart these all things. We will not we will not actually discuss about balancing in this particular video because the length of that will become quite lengthy. That's why. So just what is chemical equation we discussed here. How can we represent it? We can represent it in the form of word equation that we did here. Even we can represent it in the form of chemical equation also that we did here. What we are using here, we are using the symbols and formula to represent that. So it is our equation. Now we need to balance this because we know there are two types of equation. First is skeletal equation and second is balanced equation. What is skeletal equation? Skeletal equation किसको बोलते हैं? जिसमें कि number of atoms in reactant and product are not same. And what are balanced equation? The equation in which number of atoms of each and every element are equal in reactant and product. Fine. So we define that equation as balanced equation. We will discuss it later in this video only. So let's just finish this part at first. So let's balance this equation as you already know about balancing. So let's balance this. if we want 2 oxygen here, because here 2 oxygen are present, so what we have to do? We have to put 2 here. So this will become 2 oxygen now. But at the same time, when you are putting 2 here, the magnesium number will also increase to 2. So we need to put 2 here also. Now this equation will balance. This equation get balanced here. Fine now, because here the number of atom is 2. Here the number of atom of magnesium is 2. Even oxygen ka bhi number of atom is same in reactant and product. So this equation is balanced now. So we can represent our equation in term of word and in term of mathematical symbols and formula also. So I think this much is enough. Fine. So it is clear what is chemical reaction and what is chemical equation. Now let's move to next topic. Now we will discuss what are the steps to write the chemical equation. What are the steps that we use to write the chemical equation? I am going to write here the steps, because we should know the steps at first, then only we will able to write the chemical equation what we have. So I am writing the steps here. The first step is reactants symbol. Okay, reactant symbol. I think it is not clear. I am writing it neatly. First, reactants symbol and formula. Okay, reactant symbol and formula written in left side with plus sign, okay, between them. What are reactants? The substance which you are using, to define a chemical change, that is defined as what? That is defined as reactant. Simple. The substance you are taking to react, obviously that will define as what? Reactant. So if you are going to write reactant, the reactant का symbol and formula whatever you are writing there, वो कहाँ लिखना है हमको? Left hand side में, with plus sign in between them. If you are taking 2 or more reactant at a time, then we need to put plus sign in between them also. Now next rule, second steps that we need to take here. RHS साइड की बात करते हुए शॉर्टली लिख रही हूँ मैं. RHS में हमने जो भी रिएक्टेंट्स लिए थे, in between that we will put what? Positive sign, means to say plus sign, okay, to separate all the reactants that you are taking there. Now in RHS side हम लोग क्या करेंगे? राइट हैंड साइड में क्या करेंगे? प्रोडक्ट फॉर्म होगा. In right hand side there will be product. Here also, if you are observing 2 or more products at a time, then also we need to put plus sign in between them. And to separate reactant and product, the third step is to separate reactant and product, we need this particular arrow sign. Fine. So this is the arrow sign which we put here to separate reactant and product, means to say LHS side and RHS side. LHS side is used to represent reactant, RHS side is used to represent product, and this particular arrow is used to separate reactant and product. What substance you are taking to react, that we will write on left hand side. What are the products that you are getting after reaction, that we will write in RHS side. And in between, how can we separate the reactant and product? So to do that, what we do here, we just put a arrow sign in between them. So this is the way by which you can represent your chemical reaction. Now I am going to write here, these are the steps. This is very simple because obviously again we already know about these all things. So I am just going to rub this part. Only you need to just remember these all things when you are writing any chemical equation. Fine. Okay, so these are the 3 steps that we need to follow. Now let's move to any chemical reaction. Okay, we will take here any chemical reaction first. Let's take any example. Suppose हमने अभी Mg+O2 वाला लिया था, वही ले लेते हैं. Gives what? MgO. We need to balance this equation also. So what we will do here, we will put 2, then it will get balanced. Now the question arises here, why we need to balance the chemical equation? Okay, why we need to balance the chemical equation. It should be in skeletal form at first, because whenever you will write, you will take magnesium, you will take oxygen, and will form a product. But what we do, we at first balance that equation. So why we are doing this? Obviously to obey law of conservation of mass. We already discussed about law of conservation of mass. Find in standard 9 again. So law of conservation of mass. What was this law? This law was the number of atoms. The number of atoms should be equal in reactant and product. Whenever we are going to write any chemical change or chemical equation, then the number of atoms of each and every substance, whatever you are taking there in reactant, should be equal to the number of atoms present in product. In short, you can say that total mass of reactant should be equal to total mass of product. Fine now? The total mass of reactant should be equal to the total mass of product. And this is possible only in one way, when you will take equal number of atom in reactant and product. Then only you will able to obey this particular law, which is defined as law of conservation of mass. Fine now? If the number of atom will remain same in reactant and product, then only the mass of reactant will equal to the mass of product. If suppose any reaction you are writing there, and here the number of atoms are not equal, means to say it is a skeletal equation, then that type of equation or reaction is not possible at all. How can the mass of substance can be will change? Definitely we cannot change the mass of substance during that chemical reaction. Yes, we can rearrange the atom. We can rearrange the atom, but we are not able to change the mass of that substance in any chemical reaction. So whenever we write the chemical reaction in term of mathematical expression, या फिर in term of chemical equation, then the number of atom in reactant should be equal to the number of atom in product. This is law of conservation of mass. So दोनों जगह पर अगर atom same होंगे, then only the mass of reactant will equal to mass of product. Fine. So to obey the law of conservation of mass, we need to balance that equation, that is in skeletal form. Here also what we are doing, we are balancing the equation, because when we take one atom of magnesium, listen, our reaction was this much only. Fine now? So when we take one atom of oxygen, this means what? One atom of oxygen and one molecule of oxygen gas, then it will never react with each other to form magnesium oxide. So what we have to do, we have to take two magnesium atom and one molecule of oxygen gas, then only after reaction it will form two molecules of magnesium oxide. Fine. So we need to balance it to obey law of conservation of mass, because mass कहीं पर गायब नहीं होता. It should be equal in reactant and product. Okay. So this is our topic that we discussed here. Why we need to balance the chemical equation. So only to obey law of conservation of mass, because we cannot even create mass and even not destroy. Fine ना? So हम ना तो mass को create कर सकते हैं and neither we can destroy. So how can we destroy here or how can we create here mass? So we have to balance the equation, then only it will possible. So that's why we always need to balance any chemical or any skeletal equation. Fine. Okay. So this was the rule that we discussed here. Now we already discussed how can we write the chemical equation and why we need to balance it. Now we will use here some steps to make our equation more informative. Okay. Whenever we write any chemical equation, then it is in mathematical term, no doubt. We are balancing that equation also to obey law of conservation of mass we discussed here. Now we will make our equation more informative. How can we do this? That I am going to express here. Okay. First is, how can we make our chemical equation more informative? That we are going to discuss here. So let's write the topic first. How can we make chemical equation more informative? This is informative here, but still if you want to make it more informative, then what steps we can take here to make it more informative? Fine, that I am going to discuss here. First is, I am at first writing all the steps. First is what? Physical state. We will discuss it later. I am just writing all the points here first. Second is heat change. इसमें we will discuss about endo and exothermic reaction. Okay. Third is condition that you are taking there to complete your reaction. What are be the condition? What condition you can take to complete the reaction? That I am going to write here. Condition may be temperature हो सकता है. It can be sometime pressure also, and even sometime catalyst also. Okay, so these are the way by which you can make your chemical equation more informative. Fine, so let's discuss one by one. At first, what is physical state? Physical state, as we know, we have 3 states of matter, that is solid, liquid and gas. So whenever you are writing any chemical equation, then if you will write the state of that material, means to say when you are reacting that, then what was the state of that material. अभी हम लोग पीछे equation में आ जाते हैं. Again I am writing that equation only जो हमने पीछे discuss किया. Then what we need to do here, we need to define the state of this material also. Means to say the substance you are taking as reactant is in which state. It is in solid state, liquid state or gaseous state. Okay, so state क्या क्या हो सकते हैं? एक तो solid हो सकता है, second it can be liquid, and third is gases. Sometimes what we do, we just take a substance and mix it with water. So that type of solution is defined as aqueous solution. So here one more state we will take, that is what? Aqueous solution. Fine. So to represent the state which is in solid state, to represent any substance which is in solid state, we will use the symbol S. If it is in liquid state, then we will use the symbol L. If it is in gaseous state, then we will use the symbol G, and sometime we can put this upward arrow also. It is also representing gas. Okay, so either you can write G or you can put upward arrow. That will also represent which state? Gaseous state. And if it is in aqueous state, means to say a substance is mixed with water to form an aqueous solution, then in that case you will write it like this. What? AQ. AQ means to say what? Aqueous state. Fine. Okay, now heat change. If suppose whatever reaction you are taking there is some changes of heat, means to say either after completion of reaction heat is releasing. Okay, after completion of reaction means to say when new substance will form, then lots of heat is releasing there. ऐसा भी हो सकता है. And sometime to complete the reaction we need to provide heat. ऐसा भी होता है. Sometime we need to provide it and sometime heat is released after reaction. So whatever be the type, that can be categorized in term of heat change. So heat change can be endothermic and exothermic. क्या क्या हो सकता है ये? Endothermic and exothermic. I'm just going to write here how will you represent endo and exo. At first let's discuss this. अभी इस equation में magnesium is in solid state, oxygen is in what? Gaseous state, and magnesium oxide is also in solid state. Fine now. So you can make your equation more informative. कैसे बनाया मैंने informative? By putting S, G and S here. So what is this S, G, S? This is just a symbolical representation of the physical state of that particular matter which we are taking here. So what is the physical state of magnesium? It is represented as S. That means what? It is in solid state. What is the physical state of oxygen gas? It is in gaseous state. So that's why we put G here. Fine. So in this way you can make your equation more informative. So we are just decorating our equation here. Now what is endothermic? Any chemical reaction in which when you complete the reaction, then for that you need to supply some heat energy. That type of reaction is defined as what? Endothermic reaction. And there are some reaction in which after completion of reaction heat energy is released. That type of reaction is what? Exothermic. So let's take one example here. I'm writing the example of endothermic first. नाइट्रोजन गैस और ऑक्सीजन गैस को जब हम लोग हीट प्रोवाइड करते हैं, N2 plus O2 plus heat will provide you nitrogen oxide, that is NO. In this particular reaction you can see here N2 plus O2 plus heat. We are providing heat here also to complete this reaction. After completion of this reaction NO is forming. So this is just a reaction in which heat is supplying here. So this type of reaction is defined as what? Endothermic reaction. Now we need to balance this. Only we need to put 2 here. This equation will get balanced. Fine. So this is the example of heat change in which we are providing heat energy to complete the reaction. Now let's take an example of exothermic also. Suppose you have carbon, you are burning it, मतलब C plus O2, then after this it will release what? CO2. I'm writing it. C plus O2 gives what? CO2, and plus along with that lots of heat energy will release here. So this type of equation where after completion of reaction heat is releasing, we will define that as what? Exothermic reaction. So these are the heat change example that we are taking here. Here we are putting heat. That means we are defining that whenever we combine nitrogen gas with oxygen gas, then after supplement of heat you can convert it into nitrogen oxide. Fine. Here also when you are providing carbon and oxygen or reacting that two, then after reaction it will release carbon dioxide, no doubt, but along with that it will release lots of heat energy. So it is quite informative because we can understand here after reaction heat will also release. Fine. So now move to next, that is condition. For this there are temperature, pressure and catalyst whenever we complete any reaction. So sometime we have to provide some temperature, a particular temperature at which that reaction will complete. And sometimes we need to provide external pressure also. Atmospheric pressure we have. Atmospheric pressure to fix है, it will always, but if you want to increase or decrease it, then we have to define that pressure in our chemical equation so that we can understand at what condition this particular reaction can be occur. Fine. And third is catalyst. So let's discuss about catalyst because temperature and pressure we already know. What is catalyst? Catalyst is just a substance. Catalyst is just a substance which will help to complete your reaction. It will never participate in reaction. It will never participate in reaction. It will only help to complete that reaction. By using catalyst, you can increase the rate of chemical reaction and sometimes you can decrease the rate of chemical reaction also. It depends on what we need there. If you want to increase the rate of reaction, then also we use catalyst. If you want to decrease the rate of reaction, then also sometimes we use catalyst. So it is just a substance which will act as a helper here to complete the reaction smoothly. Fine. So I am just taking one example in which we will take temperature, pressure and catalyst all at one time. So I am just writing this equation here. Temperature, pressure and कैटलिस्ट. फाइन, ये था हमारा. अब एक एग्जांपल लेते हैं. नाइट्रोजन गैस लिया हमने, हाइड्रोजन गैस लिया, दिस विल फॉर्म अमोनिया. ये तो हमको पता है. ओके, दिस इज द रिएक्शन. नाउ जस्ट राइट द स्टेट ऑफ दिस ऑल्सो. अभी ये भी गैसेस फॉर्म में, ये भी गैसेस फॉर्म में, ये भी गैसेस फॉर्म में. यू कैन राइट इट हियर. So it will make your equation more informative because we are writing the state of that material. Fine. Now I am just writing here temperature, pressure and catalyst. So the temperature is approximately 500 degrees Celsius and the pressure is 280 m, 200 atmospheric pressure you have to take. Then this reaction will complete. Means to say, if you are taking nitrogen gas and hydrogen gas and you are reacting it in normal condition, then it will never form ammonia. Okay, if you want to form it, means to say if you want to form ammonia with N2 and H2, then we have to provide how much temperature, 500 degrees Celsius, and how much atmospheric pressure, that is 280 m. And along with that we need a catalyst here also, that I am going to write here. Fe is a catalyst that is used here. Fe can never be seen in reactant and even in product also, but this is just a substance which is used to propel or simply to increase the rate of chemical reaction. Fine. So Fe is the catalyst here. This is the temperature here, this is the pressure here, and this is the catalyst here. So there are some reaction in which we need to provide temperature, catalyst and pressure also, and sometimes there are lots of reaction which occurs in any manner. Means to say no need to provide a particular temperature or particular pressure or even to provide a catalyst, वो खुद से हो जाते हैं. But to do a particular type of reaction, sometimes we have to provide some condition. So what condition you are providing there, that also we have to write. So condition whatever providing there, that we need to write here. it will make your equation more informative, because from this equation we can understand nitrogen and hydrogen never will react in any manner to form ammonia. We have to provide these all conditions, then only this reaction will complete. Okay, so these are the terms, or these are the method by which you can make your chemical equation more informative. Fine, so I'm going to rub this. This is simple, but this is important. Okay, so we need to know what are the condition that you can take. एक तो physical state, दूसरा heat change, and तीसरा हमने conditions कुछ पढ़े, temperature, pressure and catalyst. Now let's move to next topic. Next topic we will discuss here about characteristic of chemical reaction. Okay, what are the characteristic of chemical reaction? Yes, so I'm going to write here characteristic of chemical reaction. Okay, we will discuss here about characteristic of chemical reaction. See, whenever we complete any chemical reaction, then what we are doing there, we are just rearranging the atom. हमने अभी पढ़ा, हम लोग क्या करते हैं? We are just rearranging the atom. Fine, but are we able to see the rearrangement of atom? Any reaction will occur, then we are not able to observe the rearrangement of atom. Fine, na? So how can we will understand कि reaction is going on or not? Fine, how can we define the reaction is going on or not? So what we will do, we will see the characteristic of chemical reaction. Yes, by observing these all characteristics, we are able to identify कि यहाँ पर chemical reaction हो रहा है. If chemical reaction is going on, then we will able to understand by observing these all characteristics, because we are not able to observe the rearrangement of atom. We are not able to define rearrangement of atom. Then what we need to do? We need to understand the characteristic of chemical reaction. Then only we can identify, yes, the chemical reaction is going on or there is no reaction is occurring. Fine. So there are some characteristics that we are going to discuss here one by one. At first I am writing all the characteristics. No, we will discuss one by one because we need to take example here also. So let's start with first one, that is formation of precipitate. It is given in your textbook, that is very important. Okay, so first is formation of precipitate. What is precipitate? At first I will write the definition of precipitate. Okay, it is a solid substance. Okay, it is a solid substance formed when two solution is mixed. Whenever not compulsory कि हमेशा होगा, but sometime when we mix two solutions, okay, if you have two solution in aqueous form, you are mixing that two solution, then sometimes we observe that there is some solid residue is forming in that particular solution. Sometimes it will float over the surface and sometimes it will get settled in the bottom. So it will depend on definitely density of that material or liquid that we are taking there, but it is just a solid insoluble substance that you can see there when we combine what two solutions. So this particular substance is defined as what? Precipitate. So sometime when we complete any reaction, then we observe that when two solutions are mixing, then after that some solid residue you can observe in solution. So this is what? Precipitate. So after observing this precipitate, you can identify, yes, there is some chemical reaction is occurring. Fine. So this is the way by which we can define chemical reaction is going on, because rearrangement of atom we are not able to understand. Fine. I am writing here few reactions. So let's start with first reaction. This reaction is very important because we need to know what are the characteristics, of course, but along with that we should know the equation also which you can represent to define this particular characteristic. आपने definition नहीं लिखने आएगा, आपको क्या लिखना है वहाँ पर? The reaction which will define, yes, in this reaction precipitate is forming. Okay, so I'm writing here the equation. Suppose barium chloride I am taking here, barium chloride plus sodium sulfate. After reaction, it will form barium sulfate plus sodium chloride. These all you have to learn. Okay, so we are taking here barium chloride, this is a solution, and sodium sulfate, this is also a solution. When we are mixing these two, then here barium sulfate is forming. This is a precipitate which is forming here. What is precipitate? This is just a solid residue or substance which you can observe when we mix two solutions. Fine. So this is the precipitate. We need to learn, color of this also sometime. So it is white in color. White precipitate, that is barium sulfate, will form in the solution of sodium chloride. Okay. So this is the reaction in which after completion of reaction, what we can observe? We will observe the white precipitate is forming there. That means we will understand barium chloride is reacting with what? Sodium sulfate. So this is the phenomenon by which we can understand the chemical reaction or chemical change is occurring there. Okay, कैसे? Precipitate formation देख के. Fine. Let's take one more example. Silver nitrate plus sodium chloride, okay, will form silver chloride and साथ में बनेगा what? Sodium nitrate. Here also, now I'm going to write a color here. जो silver nitrate है, okay, this silver nitrate, इसका जो, okay, leave, silver nitrate plus sodium chloride gives silver chloride or sodium nitrate. This is also example. Here also this particular AgCl is actually what? Precipitate. Yes, it is also in white color. So we can write here, this is white color of precipitate that you will observe here. Okay, fine. So these are the two equations in which we are observing here precipitate is forming. What we are forming? Here precipitate is forming. This precipitate is what? It is just a solid residue when we mix any two solution is forming. Okay, this is insoluble, that's why either it will float over the surface of liquid or solution, or simply sometime it will get settled down in the bottom of that solution. So by observing that, you can identify there is some chemical reaction occurring, because these are the characteristics by which we can identify the chemical reaction is going on. Fine. Okay. So now let's move to next change. Formation of precipitate is clear, I think so. Let's move to next change that you can observe, or next characteristic that you can observe. Let's take another one. Second is evolution of gas. Sometime you will observe gas is evolving after reaction. Then of course by observing that gas you can identify the chemical reaction is going on there. Okay, so next characteristic was evolution of gas. No need to write the definition, because whenever in any reaction gas is evolving, then that is the characteristic that you will observe there. Only we need to learn what? Of course equation. So let's take any example in which gas is forming. You are familiar with this particular reaction. Zinc plus sulfuric acid, क्या बनेगा? It will form ZnSO4 और साथ में H2. So this particular H2 is what? Gas. So the gas bubble will form in that solution. You will observe there. So you can identify what? Evolution of gas. So gas is evolving there. So you can say yes, the chemical reaction is going on. Fine. Okay. Let's take one more example. I'm taking here calcium carbonate. When you will heat it, you will heat when calcium carbonate, because we are providing heat here, so we have to write it to make it more informative. Only you will put CaCO3, तो कुछ नहीं होने वाला है ना? So we are taking CaCO3 and heating this, then it will form calcium oxide और साथ में carbon dioxide gas will release. So CO2 gas is releasing here. So after releasing of this gas bubble, you can identify what you can identify. You can identify the gas is evolving here. That means chemical reaction is going on. Fine. So this is the next characteristic that you can see. First, what we observed, either you can see the precipitate is forming. Second, we are observing the gas is evolving there. If the gas is evolving, then also we can identify yes, any chemical reaction is going there. Fine. So These are the example that you need to learn. केमिकल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक तो याद करने ही है, साथ में गैस इवॉल्व हो रहा है तो उसके दो एग्जाम्पल, एटलीस्ट टू एग्जाम्पल ऑफ ईच कैरेक्टरिस्टिक. फाइन, ओके. नाउ लेट्स मूव टू थर्ड कैरेक्टरिस्टिक. अभी हमने दो पढ़े, प्रेसिपिटेट फॉर्म हो रही है, गैस रिलीज हो रही है. थर्ड इज चेंज इन कलर. समटाइम वी कैन ऑब्जर्व द चेंज इन कलर, सॉल्यूशन का कलर चेंज हो जाएगा. सो दिस इज ऑल्सो symbol by which you can identify the chemical reaction is going on. Fine. So change in color का एग्जाम्पल ले लेते हैं कोई भी. ये तो याद ही कर लो. This is very important reaction and very simple also. What it will form? It will form iron sulfate and copper will get separated. Why? Because we know copper is less reactive than iron, so iron will substitute it and will form iron sulfate and copper will get separated. Fine. We need to learn the color here. Copper sulfate का color blue होता है. It is blue in color. Always remember, okay? And iron, अभी हमने क्या देखा कि यहाँ पर solution में reactant में the color of copper sulfate is what? Blue. After reaction, you will observe that the color will change to green, quite light green के जैसा. So this is the reaction in which we are observing what? The color of the solution will change. पहले कैसा था? Blue. After that reaction, it is light green. So after observing this change in color, you can identify what chemical reaction is going on here. Fine. Okay. Now अभी हम लोग नेक्स्ट स्टेट पे आते हैं. यहीं पर लिख लेते हैं. चौथा, 3 स्टेट पढ़ लिए हमने. फोर्थ characteristic now we are going to discuss here. Sometime you will observe that the state of material, मतलब solid से liquid, liquid से gas, gas से solid, whatever. So the state of material will change after reaction. Then of course you can say some chemical reaction is going on. Fine. So next is what? Change in state. कोई भी example लेते हैं. For example, you have coal, C. Okay, you are burning that. Fine. तो क्या release होगा? CO2. यहाँ पर you can represent C as solid and here it is in gaseous form. Either you put this or this, whatever you want to do. So this is the example where gas is evolving. Even though वो Zn, ये तो नहीं, अगर H2SO4 होता है यहाँ पे तो H2 रिलीज होती. That also you can write there. For example, this one. If it is like this, then what will happen? Fine. So here also you can say H2 gas is releasing. Okay. So what here? Solid और डिसर्टिव में आपको कौन से फॉर्म में दिख रहा है? गैसेस फॉर्म में दिख रहा है. So any gas, if you are observing there, so there is a kind of change in the state. So that also defined as what? Change in state or chemical reaction is occurring there. You can identify from here. Fine. So these are the 4 characteristics that we discussed here. Now let's move to 5th one. 5 हैं जो हमें पढ़ने हैं. हमने 1 by 1 डिस्कस किया. 5th is change in temperature. 5th is change in temperature. Okay, sometime you will observe that before reaction the temperature is different, and after completion of reaction, if you are not providing any heat energy, then also the temperature will change. Means to say some chemical reaction is going on there. Because of that, the temperature is changing there. Fine ना? So this type of change also you can observe. हमने पीछे जो पढ़ा था exo and exothermic reaction, in that we are supplying heat energy and sometimes we are releasing heat energy after reaction. But यहाँ पर वो खुद से after reaction, जैसे कि पहले वाला example हमारा exothermic का था, C+O2 gives CO2. Here also you can say temperature is changing. Fine. So let's take some example. जैसे calcium oxide. ये सब ठंडा ठंडा है पानी. We are taking these two and just mixing these two. After observation or after completion of reaction, you will see calcium hydroxide will form. But when, if suppose you are taking a test tube and you are doing this experiment, okay, you have a sample of calcium oxide, you are putting water there, then after reaction of these two, calcium hydroxide will form. But obviously we will not able to identify even if either calcium hydroxide is forming there or not. So how will we identify the reaction is going on? We will observe that this particular test tube will become warmer. क्या हो जाएगा ये? थोड़ा सा warmer हो जाएगा. Means to say temperature is changing here. यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है? Temperature चेंज हो रहा है. फाइन. सो दिस इज ऑल्सो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक दैट यू कैन ऑब्जर्व इन एनी केमिकल रिएक्शन. So after completion of reaction, if temperature is changing, then also you can identify chemical reaction is going on, because the rearrangement of atom we are not able to identify. Always remember, whatever reaction is going on there that we are not able to observe, because we are not able to even see atom, तो हमें उसका rearrangement कहाँ से दिखने वाला है. Fine. So how will we identify? Only by observing these all characteristics that we discussed here. Okay, so this is fifth one, that is what? Change in temperature. Now I'm going to write here all the 5 characteristics one by one. You need to learn that. That is very important. पहला क्या था? Precipitate formation. Fine. Second is what? Change in color. Third is what? Evolution of gas. And fourth is what? Change in state. State भी change हो सकता है. And fifth was change in temperature. Fine. So these are the characteristics that you can observe in your chemical reaction, by which you can identify the chemical reaction is going on. Fine. So these are the steps, or sorry, these are the characteristics. Fine. Now I'm going to conclude this session here only. We will discuss types of chemical reaction in our next video. Fine. Okay. Thank you.